Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
Welcome back to Midnight Madness. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm gonna go back and talk about the boycott for Rise of Skywalker. We're gonna talk about the Fandom Menace. We're gonna talk about Jeremy, and we're gonna talk about Volume 1, the book. Now, I've stressed this many times, but I'll say it here too. I'm not an anti-Fandom Menace channel. I'm not an anti-Comicsgate channel. But I want to talk about the issues, and I'm tired of people playing softball for the fandom being abused. I'm for fandom, and it's not putting fandom first or the franchise first. Now, on the stream last week with Angus, and if you haven't watched it, go back and watch Angus's channel, because he got balls put me on, and we had some real talk. Now, one of his counter arguments, and I want to get to that, is who established these roles that fandom should come first, and that Jeremy mentioned he's all about for the money, and how that should be respected. And to that, I say, hell no. He has as much. This is my viewpoint of what the Fandom Menace has actually done. So, Stephen Walton, maybe you want to put this in the book. I think they've brought as much agenda for themselves as Kathy has. The Force is female. The Force is capitalism. Withdrawing from the franchise, the fandom, and not putting enough back. Capitalize on a movement, sure, but what are you giving back? Now, a lot of you said there, including Jeremy himself, I don't owe anything to anyone. And Angus himself said, I'm on a loop. If I don't like it, I should just be I do want to be the change and link together with people with different opinions, make something better. But that's a lot. Every time they're talking about anti-SJW, what do SJW comic book and movie creators say? If you don't like it, don't see it. If you don't like what the Fandom Menace is doing, don't talk about it. Get out, move, do your own thing. No! If I want fandom to be better, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to smash shit and tell you how I feel and fight for fandom, even if I die on the battlefield. Die trying. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Angus's other counterpoint was, who established that precedent? I'll tell you who. Luke, Leia, and Han in the rebellion. The original rebellion. That's who established putting the movement ahead of yourselves. Look at Han's arc. He came back. We're not getting that in the Fandom Menace. We're getting a menace to fandom, including other groups in Star Wars. And they take credit for everything. This shit is serious. If you think the Fandom Menace had anything to do or start with the boycott, that's bullshit. There was a boycott long before the Fandom Menace, and actually they were a detriment to it, to Solo. If you remember on the High Council, Jeff said, well, Episode 9 is the important one. EVS said, I support boycotts, not boycotts. And Jeremy was paid with super chats to talk about it. It wouldn't make up his mind. And guess what? Alex Becker in front of a Lambo, that changed his mind and said, you know what, I've decided I'm not going. As soon as I saw that video, I knew that shit was happening. And you know why it's frustrating as hell? Because there has been people in this movement that didn't necessarily identify themselves as Fandom Menace that were working hard for that, including yours truly, the Madman. the Fandom Menace takes credit for everything, and they don't stop anything. I've also been getting some comments, why are you going so hard on Jeremy and the Fandom Menace? I'll tell you why, because we weren't listened to. It's not like this came out of nowhere. I gave a lot of warnings to check yourself and get a reality check. And you know what I saw? I saw more fronting from Jeremy on Twitter like he's a big dog and then hiding. And you know what? My man Snowdub, those big snowballs of his, deserve your respect. You know why? Because he supported Jeremy for a long time with super chats, comments, likes. Yes, he was on his channel. But when he wanted to talk about his situation, he got blocked or muted. So, is that how you treat your subscribers, your supporters? When you don't agree with them, you mute them or block them? I think we also know what's happened to Once Upon a Vlog. You're a narcissistic asshole that hasn't done shit, and we know your beginnings. I've proven that here. And also EVS, very charismatic. But what's he here for? You know what it's about. I was there, the original High Council, where he said, you know, my boy Zach, he couldn't talk about Star Wars. And all I have to do is make Star Wars videos that people will watch? That's not the kind of, it's not the kind of leaders we need. We need people that put Star Wars first. I'm not saying I'm the leader. We need movies and Star Wars to come first above capitalism. I'm not saying it shouldn't be in there, but it's when it's always put first. Capitalism, self-interest, pie, Frankie Valli concerts, new houses. And then when Jeremy makes a video when he gets criticism saying everything else is irrelevant except geeks and gamers. And you respect that? That's why I'm frustrated. Shout out to a longtime friend of this channel, Honey Monster. He said, how did I get like this? This is a natural progression. I am this mad. And it's because people don't respect others in this movement. And the Fandom Menace has done more to damage the movement in the public eye outside the bubble. And all they do is encourage people to see the train wreck. I gotta see the train wreck. That rewards them for doing this. So hell yeah, I'm frustrated. In the rise of Skywalker, we need to be strengthened. Before you go to war, you gotta man up, strengthen, and find new partners, new warriors, and find your weak links and fix them. We have a lot of weak links, and it's not worth writing a book about, I'll tell you that. Let's be real. If you listened to the High Council and waited, you would have got Pandiana Jones with John Kasdan. But the madman told you, if you wait, it's too late. And to boycott Warcott hard. And that's what I'm still saying. It's the simplest thing. It's the easiest thing. And I'm not selling you shit. And there's no walls to talk to me. And there never has. So when Jeremy feels like he's being attacked, he also ignores you unless you're paying him. Collider, John Campia, they provide a way for their viewers to reach out to those channels. They provide a free way too. I haven't seen any of that, and I think that would alleviate a lot of your problems instead of blocking your supporters. Disgusting. So, I wanted to give you a little insight of how I got this mad. There's been people in the movement against The Last Jedi that are frustrated as hell with the menace to fandom, how they cause problems, go to everything, and take credit for everything, and don't give respect to anyone unless you're paying them. And if they don't like what you have to say, they block you, unfriend you. Is that someone that's really pushing the movement forward or for themselves? And there is a precedent for putting the group, the movement, the rebellion, the rebels ahead of one's personal interests. And the reason I'm going so hard at Jeremy is I honestly think that after warriors that spoke with their wallet, that ignored what the council has said, and actually put some bite with all their bark, we're still being ignored. And they're patting themselves they're patting themselves on the back with a book. Some would say that's going to be a short book. What are they going to do? Talk about going to Galaxy's Edge, Celebration, seeing Solo, or ignoring people that were calling for a boycott. This is ridiculous. I've put myself out there. I've joined the collective, and I'm still waiting for people to join arms and just fight back. There's no better time to do it. If there's one movie that you just say, we've had enough, this is it. Look what would have happened. Now, it's not just me. It's my friends, my warriors, that have been saying for a long time that Rian Johnson's trilogy is BS. That Kathy is fired. And yes, I still mean it because she's irrelevant. I said when it happens, it's going to be the most disgusting way that you'll think of. In what way is it that she's not? That she got an extension for nothing? She is doing nothing. All the projects have been moved to streaming while she's still there. Doesn't that prove it to you? It's an executive golden parachute so they can move her on to where they can't fire her and then move her somewhere else in Disney. She used the franchise to get what she wants. Lucasfilm president is not her end game. And I don't see anything better with the menace to fandom, especially with Jeremy. You saw his beginnings. How can you respect a guy like that just because he's on your political team? How can you respect him for how he's treating his subs and his people that have commented and super chatted? When someone says, hey, I thought we were going to do something here, and he doesn't respond. He has a whole website of people, but he won't respond to you. He stopped talking to me, man the man. The only way I talked to him last week was through a third party. Is that what you want from a leader? Someone that's not going to talk to you unless you pay them? I don't see how you can respect this type of behavior, even if you're for capitalism, which I am for too. Just not ahead of Star Wars and fandom. Because you might as well put it on a t-shirt with your agenda, Jeremy, saying the Force is capitalism, because that's all you care about. You don't care about people. Every time someone calls him on it, he has a stream where he's like, look, I'm supporting the small guy. I don't want to be on, but your people that have supported you have. I never paid you for shit, and I never will, and I'm glad I didn't. So, how did I get this mad? I got this mad because I've been here the whole time before Jeremy and EVS, and I've been ignored. I'm still being ignored, and I'm mad as hell. And I just want you to join the madness whatever way you can and give them hell instead of creating hell in the fandom. Making us a joke. That's what it is. Put Fandom, The Menace to Fandom Volume 1 were a joke. Get some balls and actually do something. Instead of staying in your pool house. I'm sick of this. That's why I'm this mad. And I'm not going to stop. And the other thing that frustrated me a little bit with even Angus is, he said, what have you done? I think I've been here the whole time. I'm ignored a lot for everything. But I've been here to talk the whole time. I've been waiting for people to actually do something. To just say, you know what? How great would it be to publicly say, we're gonna boycott? That would be picked up. Then if you had unity across the board, that would send a message. And then when the opening weekend comes out, and it's glow, we could say the collective of fandom did that. And we did it together. And we stood strong. But that's not what you're getting. You're not getting anything together. You're not getting anyone linking up arms and taking up this cause. I'm still going to be here. And I'm not going anywhere. And I don't like being told, if you don't like it, just stop talking about it. Because Kathy, Ruin, and Jeremy have all done equal damage to this fandom and to Star Wars. That's why I'm still talking about it. That's why I'm bringing it up now. That's why it's the hottest thing to talk about right now, is because it's the most problems right now. Kathy's irrelevant. Ryan hasn't had an official announcement on his trilogy from Lucasfilm for a long time. And the only way we can put the nail in the coffins of both of them is to speak with our wallets. I'm sorry, this one got a little bit more heated than normal. I'm just so frustrated. I don't know when I'm going to make my next episode. I appreciate all you friends out there that supported me. And that just want to talk. And that just want to do something. So that's all I got for this one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.